In my opinion, you have to be able to be in it to tell it. That's why Jesus was with the pimps and the thugs and turned water into wine.
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just say real life street star. Know what time it is.
So let me ask, is 2024, can the Baby Boy exist today as far as a movie like Baby Boy come out today?
Oh, the movie, not the actual Baby Boy mentality?
Yeah, the movie. A movie as like Baby Boy, can that exist today?
Sure. You just need somebody that knows what the they're doing, is not controlled. So let's get into it. So John Singleton, I'm not sure how he did it, but he was able to have total control in his movies. And that's why
no one telling him what to do.
Listen, again, I'm guessing. I've been in one of his films. I wasn't as close to him as Tyrese was, so he can probably answer the question better, maybe. I don't know if John Singleton divulged how he did what he did, but the proof is in the pudding. When I watch his films, I'm just like, this is authentic. Why can't nobody else do this? It doesn't make sense to me that you get films. And shout out to Tubi. God bless him for giving niggas opportunities. But there's a lot of these films and you just be like, you know? And then Tyrese just did a film right now, and I was at the premiere, and I hugged him. I told him, this is your third best film I've seen.
1992? Or
it's called 1992. That just came out. We were at the premiere with Snoop, and I'd never seen so much weed smoke in the place. And Snoop didn't smoke none of it. It was crazy. I was like, nigga, first time I seen you not smoking, nigga in here firing up. But I watched the film, and the film is 80% accurate, and it's also got a lot of good talent in there. And shout out to Robert Lozier that just, my brain is out.
Yeah,
but anyway.
he just passed away. I want to give him a...
you know what I'm talking about?
y'all know him, yeah.
If he was black, I would remember.
Goodfellas. Yeah.
Okay, so they didn't know. No, that's okay. So, but when I watched the film, there was certain things I just like, you know, when you watch John Singleton, you didn't really do a lot of that. Where you just be like, come on, why? You know, there was a reason behind it. You know, like my brother punching at the air. Niggas is going, niggas ain't punching the air, nigga, we just got that. But the inside turmoil was, well, he was also the nigga that got out the car. Now you saying you got that, you wouldn't have got out the fucking car. Like, you know what I'm saying? So can that happen now? Yeah, but we're trending towards the right direction. It won't be a major studio that does this film.
We're done with that.
No. It'll happen. I got you. I
was going to say, because, I mean, there's so many black studios now. You got Tyler Perry got a studio. 50 Cent has a studio.
You see my eyebrows? Okay, sure. Tyler Perry has the studios and he has the capabilities, but then we trust Tyler Perry to tell that story, or we don't. He's had plenty of opportunities to do so. I know what y'all snickering at, but I'm like, seriously. But seriously, he's had, so don't use him. It's 50 Cent. All right, cool. I see that's trending towards the right direction, and he's telling his story from the New York side. And I've heard, I haven't met him, but I've heard he used to be that guy.
Right.
That's why he won and is winning, because he was really that.
Right.
No. And then as he was allowed to, this and that and third, he made the right connection, blah, 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 he's still going to flourish as that. So nothing's going to dictate what he does. He's going to do what that nigga feels like he should do.
Right.
John Singleton was a nerd who wasn't in that circle. He made movies about the circle that he studied and loved, but he wasn't that.
Right.
So he's able to tell it from all angles and see the best way to do it and so forth and so on. And then he can Tyra Banks, because he's like, I'm the nigga now. So now I could just pull each, I'm doing this thing. Now he's living his dream this way. And then I think,
do you think that's a better way to tell a story, like a person from the outside who can look in, opposed to somebody who's actually in it? Because it seems like...
not better. But I mean, it's got to be a combination. You got to have some experience with it. You have to be able to, in my opinion, you have to be able to be in it to tell it. That's why Jesus was with the pimps and the thugs and turned water into wine, and he was able to be, related to all the way through. So I was in it, you know what I mean? That's why when I do hip hop, I do rap, and I got an album coming out and all type of shit. We'll talk about that on the next interview. But, they say, you should do gospel rap. Why? Let's say my faith is strong and I'm a born again Christian and my mama prayed us through all these instances and I watched miracles happen as I watched her pray us out of poverty into Oscars and so forth and so on. And I said, I'm gonna be a pastor and I'm gonna go do gospel rap. Okay, so let's say I'm really talented as a rapper and I can touch all these people, but all I do is gospel rap. Who am I affecting? People that are already saved.
Right.
I'm affecting Christians and gospel rappers and other people that already listen. So that don't make no sense. As far as I'm concerned, that's not helping the masses. Take it secular and then get your word in where you can get your word in. But a lot of times, we don't want to hear that. We just don't. We want to receive his blessings on our time. And that's another conversation for another time.
Amen. I was watching a podcast that had a very interesting topic where they was talking about you don't see any strong male black positive figures in anything like the show Yellowstone. They're just men. There's no compromising in any manhood in any white films or shows right now.
That's one of my shows too.
He's like they're all just straight men. None of them are on that.
You know what's funny? The one character who wound up being the evil dude at the whole end of the thing, but they had him on the fence. And then they had him in the very next season. They gave him a woman quick. I was like, I thought he was gay. Oh, I guess not. That's kind of funny. Go ahead.
So, do you feel like it's a way to just defeat that narrative where every black man either has to be a drug dealer or borderline?
Is there a way to defeat that narrative?
Can there be a role? Can we create something going forward where it's just a strong black male figure or a strong black woman figure, and it doesn't have to be so weird, something weird going on with it to make it entertaining?
It has to be clever. You have to weed it in. The people that are controlling what gets out look at numbers. They look at what works. They look at, most of the major films that are making money in the box office are Marvel films. There was an era when it was all rappers that were all the black leads because they already had a following. They know what's what. There's a message there and so forth and so on. We just have to support it. So we have to create a film and then we all have to get behind it and make it do numbers. That's the only way we change this. Yep. If we all just say, I support this because it was funny and it was great and it was this and this, but overall message of it was just this did this and shot this and blah, 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 then theys are going to look at it and go, well, that's the only thing that'll work if it's a black guy in it. You know what I mean? So next time you see something, and they always kind of happen. I just did a series called Saturdays on Disney. It only went one season. I blame the strike because they didn't want to renew stuff, but it was an awesome show. It was very positive, and it was on the Disney Channel. And Disney has its own skeletons and all type of evil shit that they fucking do. Mm-hmm. But they was paying the shit out of me, so I was happy about it. But it was a very positive show and only went one season. We went, damn, what the fuck? And then I see other shows that are about to get renewed that we were talking about off camera or whether y'all using it. That's just about just as wild as ever.
Oh yeah.
But it's being renewed. What's that?
Shout out to you.
No, not that one. But it's true, man. I mean, we just have to, because it's funny. We take these moments during an interview or maybe in a conversation. We go, why don't we see a show about a strong black woman or about a strong black man? But is that what you want to watch at 2 a.m. when you're Netflix and you loaded and blah, 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 blah? Maybe. I remember growing up on the Cosby Show. I love that show. And look what they did to that. Yeah. And I'm like, I want to show it to my kids. They're like, do you? I'm like, God damn it. God damn it. It was funny as shit. It was a positive. Look at that family, man. That was a positive family. That was the Huxtables and it was called the Cosby Show. I'm like, shouldn't it be the Cosbys? There was a lot of weird shit you couldn't figure out later.
Yeah, facts.
Right. Like, was it the Cosby?
Never thought about that.
Because it sounded more distinguished, the Huxtables. It was that's probably what they were thinking. We can't call it Cosby's, we should call it Huxtables. And then it should have run forever. And then you wonder why he wants to have his own. And they be like, nah, nigga, shut up.
So let me ask you, when it comes to Baby Boy coming out July 29th, 2001.
Was it July?
Yeah, it was like July.
Now that makes sense because we started in like October. It took about 6 months, yeah?
For you, a month later, Leah dies. Couple of days after that, September 11th.
Yeah.
How was that for you? Like, did it affect
that was tough, man. Again, me and Angel was together and she was doing music videos and stuff. So she actually flew to New York on a plane in 2011. And then when it landed, she was good, obviously. And then I called her after everything was exploding. She got on the phone and she was like, come out here and get me. I'm not flying back. And I was like, whoo, that's a long drive. No. I said, all the way to New York?
It is.
Well, no Uber back then. No. But I was prepared to drive, but she was brave, man. And after like a few days, she's like, no, I'm gonna fly back. I was like, you sure? I ain't flying to,
Yeah.
It took me a minute to get on the plane, but that's about how directly it affected me.
Nothing with the movie as far as, of course, it's going, opening weekend is going a month
Nah, we had different challenges back then, man. With especially a movie like that, you got to think niggas was dying in the theaters. That's a movie about gangbanging. Everywhere you go, I remember my friends was watching that movie, and they said, "Man, I went and saw the movie. I'm from this side," and they was watching the movie, and they was like, "There's bloods behind us. Just counting how many times you said cuz." They was just cuz, he was counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and he turned around 7, 8, 9, and we almost started shooting into. I said, "Damn, nigga." And that's why, it was hard to get those movies made. And that's why it's hard to get, that still answers his question. That's true. That's why it's hard to have them back it. Because they're like, well, what y'all gonna do when y'all get together and watch this shit? You gonna get wilding out, But that's that type of film, which, so good. Fuck.
Yeah.
There've been a few that have been, and I thought, and Tyrese, I want to shout him out again. And I want you to echo this because he had a brilliant idea. Him and I, the first time we actually sat down when we got over our, and he was like, come to my house. So I came to his house, I sat down, I was like, what's happening, bro? And he said, I got a script I want you to read. And he opens up the script and he said, this is my idea for the sequel to Baby Boy. And this was before the pandemic. So it was about 5-6 years ago. And he sat down and I read it and the shit was great. The concept was, what if we tied in all of the South Central movies so that they all were connected in the same universe?
Oh, Nick.
What if Rodney was... the dudes that they shot Boys in the Hood happened to be the older brother of the Tyree. What if Snoop Dogg and Old Dog was cousin? Like he tied it all together. And I read this shit and I said,
the SC.
now the problem is the directors and the producers were all different. So they're not all gonna come together and do this. Well, John Single's dead, so who's gonna direct it? You had Paramount, you had such and such, blah, blah, blah. So there's no way, boom, boom, boom. And a suggestion I wanna make to him is just that this is the thing that he was doing by having me come over. You had me read it and sign off on if I would be in the film. He did that with all of the actors, and most of the actors, I believe at the time, agreed to be in the film. So just write another movie, change the names, and we'll all be in that one.
Well, yeah.
Taraji gonna cost a little bit more, but
Got that. There she is.
Shout out reality street stars, nigga. Move. Hey.